Good morning, everybody. I need to add my mom really quick. Let's give her a few minutes to join. Give everybody a few minutes to join in before we get started. I'm gonna need y'all to bring the energy because I'm tired still this morning. Good morning, good morning. There she is. Hey, Mom, everything good on your end?
Yeah.
Perfect. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Hey, Amy, Happy New Year. Good morning, Miss Charlene. Happy New Year.
Good morning. Good morning.
You adding, Mom?
Yep.
Let me know when you're ready, Mom. I'm adding too.
Okay. Yep, I'm just getting a few people on here. Yeah, I need to share it to my page, correct?
Yeah.
Looking for Sheree, Lisa Jett, Jacqueline Ward.
Morning. Good morning. Happy New Year.
Ray Bush.
Morning, Jacqueline. Happy New Year.
Venus, Aquila, Cecilia, Clarine, Renelle, Anita Bates, Stephana Robinson. I'm trying to ask your brother, but I bet he went out. He probably crashed out. Add Miss Rhonda. Add A.P. Paulette, Brenda McGowan, Bridget, Jennifer Johnson, Felicia Roberts, Dr. Good morning, Alicia.
Ready?
Hey, Jackie Delane.
Good morning. Good morning. You ready, Mom?
I'm so ready.
Perfect. Bring the energy because I'm looking for some.
Your music is okay, but I just kind of anticipated something better.
Well, you got to take what you can get for now.
I guess.
We'll plan that next time.
Okay.
You'll give me a list. I had to go with something. Just 1 minute to.
Yeah, okay. All right, y'all. We made it. We made it. We are out here. 2018. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We made it. A happy new year to everybody. A happy new year. Good morning, Jackie Delane. Good morning, Elise. Well, good morning, everybody. We are here for the first session of the Mother-Daughter Chat for 2018. And our topic today is going to be effective communication. What a fantastic way to start our year off. We're talking about how we're communicating. And that first line of communication is how we're communicating with ourselves. How are we communicating with ourselves before we even go to communicating with other people? I just want to wish you all a fantastic New Year, Happy New Year. So, Imani, tell me what it like. Well, let me just say this. I have two favorite times of the year. One is my birthday month in September, and then the second one is January. It just feels like new beginnings. Like, okay, you take a reflection, you look at your previous year, and it just kind of have this energy all around of people making all of these promises to themselves, and it just feels very hopeful. What a day to have the mother-daughter chat. Yes, I agree, Jacqueline Ward. Thanks, Kim, asking people to please join, like, and share. Good morning, Martha. So, Imani, tell me how you feel in this Happy New Year.
So before we get started, because I know there may be some new people joining that don't have an idea or a clue of who we are. So I'm Imani Ray. I am the founder of Naturally Beautiful, which is one of the sponsors in collaboration with Be Well, which is my mom's business. I'm a college student, a Milwaukee native, born and raised, absolutely love it. And my mom will tell a little bit why we got started with these morning chats, but I just wanted to share a little bit of who I was before we get too far in the show and you guys are a little confused. So, Mom, you want to tell them who you are really quick?
Imani, for redirecting me, because I just think like if we got the same people all the time. So, Imani, you mentioned that you're a college student. Where are you a college student?
At Alverno College,
And
the most awesome school.
And what are you studying?
Sociology is my major with a minor in adult education and training.
Okay, that's excellent, excellent, excellent. Well, I'm really excited to announce who I am and share how we got started with this whole mother-daughter chat. My name is Carmen Ray, and I consider myself to be a serial social entrepreneur. My company is called Be Well Network Events and Travel. We have just added a travel division to make sure that we are really enhancing the events portion. Good morning, Lena. That we are enhancing the events portion of our business, and we create virtual mastermind groups for women entrepreneurs primarily, but we do have a few men that's involved too. We welcome more. And we have 2 live events a year. One is in January in Chandler, and then we do one that has been in Florida for the last couple years. And that's our live event. That's when we bring our mastermind community together. And so that's pretty much what we do, and that's who we are. And then we have a travel division where we allow people to access travel agents within our network to take care of all of their travel needs. And we also explain to people how they can have a viable extension of their businesses by having their own home-based travel agency. Good morning, Lisa J. Good morning to Lisa. And so Imani and I have this routine. She is truly, truly the daughter that always stay connected to me, maybe because she's the youngest. You know, we just have this really, really intimate bond. I have a special bond with my oldest daughter too, but she's not an entrepreneur by any stretch of the imagination. So Imani and I have this, good morning, Valerie Nash. So Imani and I have this special bond where we share every morning while I'm getting dressed for work, she's getting dressed for school. We do a check-in, like what's going on in your life. Did you do your homework? What's the last guy that texted you? What did the text say? Like, I'm just providing information. She's giving me information and feedback. So one particular morning we was like, you know, just really appreciating our mother-daughter time. And then she is Lena, and she's a higher extended version of me, though, I can tell you that for sure, especially at her age. So this whole idea came about. We were just like, what if we did these mother-daughter chats on Facebook Live? And, you know, I was all for that because I am freaking addicted to Facebook. Any reason for me to be on Facebook, I'm like down for it. So we came up with it. And because I call her my baby genius, she came up with the flyers. She came up with the structure. She did it in no time flat. There you have it. We launched the mother-daughter chat, and we are sharing it with our social media. You guys have been absolutely amazing. You have been extremely, extremely engaging, and it has just really been an inspiration for us to share topics that are very near and dear to us with our social media community. And we really appreciate you all. You all have shared the information. Our viewership is increased. We are now even on, Imani created YouTube. So we have all our videos available on YouTube. So it has just been a blessing. Yes. So.
Thank you. And I want to add, by giving you all a recap, for those of you who didn't get a chance to check out our last series, this is series 2 of the mother-daughter chat. And for the first season, it went absolutely great. Our conversations in the comments during our live videos were absolutely amazing. Phenomenal engagement in the comments. Everybody was just super awesome and just authentic to who they were. And that's what made the chat so awesome, because we were able to have a conversation with everybody. So Week one, we talked about our brand, what is naturally beautiful, what is Be Well, and how you all can get involved. Week two, we talked about being born into the life of an entrepreneur and the benefits and sacrifices that come with that, which is really good. And if you guys miss any of these, like my mom said, it's on YouTube, and I'll share the link for the YouTube series on my Facebook or in the comments below. We talked about being well balanced for episode 3. Episode 4, we talked about the price of poverty, which was a great conversation. And I want to say shout out to my auntie, Kim Brown. She is commenting all the things you need in the comments. She has been extremely helpful. That is our partner in crime. She helps us get everything out that we need to for these chats. So she plays a huge role in making sure these happen. So then episode 5, we talked about changing the world by being yourself. Episode 6, we talked about the power of patience. And that's when I got a chance to surprise my mom. I showed up in Arizona. There's a live video of that as well. She didn't see that coming. And so we were able to do a mother-daughter chat together and not over the phone. So that one was really awesome. And then we talked about, for episode 7, resiliency wins, and episode 8, the final episode, which was amazing, was millennial magic. Yeah. I loved talking about that. We had Millennial Strong in the comments representing us very well, and just we were able to give a open and honest feedback about what it's like to be a millennial in the world today. So we have some awesome topics coming up this season. We're not gonna let y'all know ahead of time. We're gonna let them out a week in advance every week, and you'll get a chance to see some of the awesome conversations that we're gonna have. So yeah, Mom, I just wanted to share the recap so that people can kind of get an idea of some of the things that we talked about. And also, everybody, the list of topics we have this time was almost 100% completely decided by our audience. So we allow on the last live episode last season for everybody to decide what kind of things that we want to talk about. So we took those topics and created a new season. So thank y'all for all of y'all input for that.
Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you all for that feedback. So again, Imani is in Milwaukee and I am in Arizona. And the mother-daughter chat is a way for us to not only stay connected with each other, but to stay connected with our community. Imani lived in Arizona for a little while, built some relationships. Like she really connected with like Jacqueline Becker. She connected with Pat Gillum and some other women here in Arizona, Sylvia Justice, Tina Condi. So she got a chance to connect with some people. And Milwaukee, I was born and raised in Milwaukee. So Milwaukee is always going to be home to me. And this is a way that I can stay connected to my Milwaukee community. So this Facebook Live, as long as we have access to internet, we want to make sure that we leverage this social media platform to enhance personal relationships as well as our business relationships. So what we're going to do now is, good morning, Diana. I'm feeling a little salty though that we don't have Darren on here. How do we start this without Darren?
He must be sleeping. I talked to him earlier.
Wow.
He'll probably join in a little bit later.
Okay.
Also, if you can like and share this video, so before we get to the actual topic of this conversation, that everybody gets a chance to make that part of the conversation.
Awesome. So Imani, before I talk about our business, can you kind of go through and scroll through our comments and respond to people's comments, please?
Let's see what people are saying.
Yeah.
Lisa Jet said, good morning, Carmen and Imani. Good morning. Miss Venus says, it is always great to have that one child to work with.
Yes.
Lena Taylor says she is amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Miss Roxanne says, awesome. Good morning, Miss Roxanne. Miss Charlotte says, yes, baby genius. How I feel about that name. Shay says, yay, little cuzzo. Thank you. Miss Jacqueline says, it's beautiful. Thank you. Miss Talisa says, I love these chats. What a way to start my day. Thank you. Thank you. We really enjoy doing it. And as long as you guys are participating, we'll continue to do it. Thanks, Annie, for making sure our information is in the comments. You are literally the best. We'll share the YouTube channel right afterwards. We got y'all. Glad you all can join. Please press that share button and get this conversation started. Yes, Annie. You two are a power-packed and blessed duo. Absolutely love it. Thank you so much, Miss Beverly. And Jackie Delane says, anointed mother-daughter team. Thank you so, so much, everybody. We just want to make sure we acknowledge the comments because this is so much more about you guys than it is about us. We want to make sure that we're engaging with everybody who's taking the time out to watch these videos.
Exactly. So this is a part of our segment where we talk a little bit about what's going on in our business. So each session, we're going to have 3 questions. What's going good in your business? What's new in your business, Imani? And what do you most need? What's that one thing that you know as an entrepreneur? Dang, if I had this, I could be on something on a whole new level. So, like, tell me what's going good in your business right now.
What's going good is I am extremely grateful. God is so good that I was able to have a business partner that is helping me to really get my clothing line up and running in a way that I hadn't never imagined. I just thought it was this thing. I kept getting into it because I started this business in high school. So I was into it, and then I struggled, and so I kept giving up. Good morning, Danita. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Thanks for joining. So I had this t-shirt business since I was in high school, and I gave up so many times, but I thank God that I now have a business partner who is helping me to print my shirts. He's teaching me the importance of quality when I'm delivering t-shirts and putting out t-shirts. So I really think that's a really important part of my business right now, that I'm delivering quality products to awesome people. And everybody that's on here who has made a purchase or supported my brand in any way, thank you so much, because it is definitely thriving. And I'm excited for what 2018 is going to be like for my business. And one other thing that I will also say is going well. There's a lot of great things about it. I will also say that the study sessions that I've been doing as a component to my business, where I've invited high school and college age students to come into a space, and most of the time they think they're coming to just study and do homework, but they get hit with a workshop about self and self-care and self-love and self-awareness. And the feedback from that has been absolutely breathtaking. And they've all shared that it's been a big influence in their life. I just had students I saw in the hallway yesterday and said, like, I cannot wait for study sessions to start back up. I'm going to put it in my calendar and make sure I'm at every one. And I told them, thank you so much for attending. And I want to make sure that you guys help me lead the ones next time around. And lastly, I'm sorry I'm rambling. On top of that,
good.
President of my school set up a meeting to meet with me when we get back from the break to figure out the kind of support that she can offer to make these study sessions thrive even more. So thanks for all the support.
Can you repeat that a little slower so we can understand, make sure everybody understand the blessing of that when you just do the work, the resources will appear. When you are just committed to your passion and your vision, because Imani started this basically with Terrence, myself, Shamani, her Amy, sending her like little $10, go to the dollar store. Darren was contributing. Then next thing you know, some of our social media friends and start donating. But listen, she started doing the work. And as an entrepreneur, sometimes we don't have everything laid out. But when God gives you a vision for your business, I'm here to say that it's important to execute. So Imani, I'm going to ask that you repeat that a little slower, because I don't want to take a chance on anybody missing that look at how now you're being blessed to have a conversation on how this project could be potentially fully funded.
Thank you. And I'll definitely give a little bit of a recap too. Like my mom said, I did a lot of brain training leading up to the point where I did study sessions. And don't yell at the dog. I did a lot of brain training up into that. And what that just means is literally watching things and putting things into my mind that are going to just help me to have a positive mindset and things like that. And so I was brain training, and I kept hearing, just do it. Just do it. The resources will come. And so I started my study sessions. 2 people showed up. I had Darren and Shira, actually 3, and Darian, and they've been there since day one, every session, and they support me whatever I need. They help me lead the sessions. And I started off with 3 people, and every session I would go in, I'm like, nobody's gonna come. And this last session, we had at least like 15 to 20 people. It was amazing. And and the thing is, I never told my school about this. So the fact that I'm meeting with the president after break is huge for me. I never told the school about it because I thought that they would make me pay for the room that I was using. So I was trying to avoid staff finding out about the study sessions. But I was at a meeting where the president set up a meeting for students that are involved in school activities to see how they can help them. And I didn't know that the study sessions were going to come up, but one of the students was like, the only community that I felt at Alverno since I've been here is being a part of Imani study groups, and it's been so helpful for me to build that sisterhood. And I was like, oops, the cat is out of the bag. Now the president of the school knows about the study sessions. And her reaction was way different than I anticipated. She was like, wow, like I had no idea this was even happening here. How can I figure out a way to support? And so I gave her my business card. She actually checked out my website and said, she emailed me back right away, like, I'm so like in shock about what's taking place here. Let's set up a meeting as soon as we get back from break. And so as a result of that, I was extremely, extremely grateful. And so that's how that meeting came about. And I'll be working with her to figure out how we can make this study session available to even more people.
Well, that's just awesome. Just praise God. So if you guys are someplace where you could take notes, I want you to take down some nuggets. One of the nuggets is as an entrepreneur or purpose that's driven on a higher purpose, one of the things that we want to do is stay ready, because you don't have time to get ready. You have to stay ready, because if Imani did not have those business cards, if she wasn't ready, if she wasn't doing the work. So a lot of us just keep on planning. No, you need to just, you need to stay ready, because I feel like sometimes our business is our ministry. And so you always have to be ready for God to just drop that blessing on you. And it comes through a person oftentimes. So that's one of my tips. You don't have time to get ready. You better stay ready. The second thing that I want to talk about that Imani just said that made me think of a tip that I wanted to, well, this is not the one, but this is one of the ones. I got to take notes because I forgot that quick. But the whole thing of just do it, because you can only plan so much. Just do it. Learn as you go. But you're sitting there trying to make everything perfect. You're wasting valuable time in your business. You want to earn while you learn, So start earning recognition. Start earning those relationships. It's just so, so important. I am proud of this little baby genius for just taking full advantage of what God had called her to do and to be of service to the young people in her community. And so here's how this goes. While Imani was serving the young people in her community and the students, she was serving herself, because she also needed to have that supportive environment that she could create to study. So, I'm just want to share that, that blessing. So when we're on purpose, it's an exchange. We're giving and then we're exchanging. So Imani, that's what's going good in your business. That is a straight up praise report. I love it. So now my next question is,
before next question, I just really want to say, for anybody who's watching and heard that like little testimony that I shared, if you get anything out of it, I really want you to get the fact that literally just do it. There's so many people with so many amazing ideas, and it took me a really long time. I know I'm still young, but it took me a really long time to learn to just do it and run with it with what resources you have, because the resources will come. And I see Brienne watching. I absolutely love her. She's awesome. And we've been having some conversations lately about just putting it out there. Like I had nothing for this study group, and the resources came. One session I didn't have any snacks. Darren took me to the dollar store and blessed me to be able to have snacks for my study group. I went to the dollar store and I got the notebooks and folders, and people appreciate those notebooks and folders and the reflections. I used all of my my printing sheets, because in college, like, you get printing sheets that you can use for the semester, and I used all of those for the study groups. And I had my friends in the study group say, oh yeah, you can use mine for the next session when I ran out. And like, the blessings just continue to roll in. If you do what it is that God is calling you to do, I'm telling you, the resources will come. I didn't have anybody to work with for my t-shirt business, but I said, if I put it out there, if I still do it, if I stay committed to what it is that I feel like I'm called to do, the resources will come. You have to step out on faith. And maybe I just have such strong faith when it comes to this stuff, because my name means faith, and I just stand by that word. And I'm just like, I'm continuing to make sure I'm strong in my faith, because I know that it's gonna work out. And I've just had some amazing supporters. Lena Taylor has bought my hoodie in every color. I appreciate you. Like, y'all are the best support team I could ever ask for. My community literally holds me down. So y'all, whatever you have a passion for, whatever you feel like you really want to do, but you don't have the resources, start. The best thing you can do is start.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. That is so, so true. Um, okay, so that's what's going on good in your business, and that is so good. That's the like ultimate praise report. So before I ask you about what's new in your business, can you go through the comments and so we can give people some feedback?
Yes. Yes. Well, there's a lot. Okay, so Ms. Jacqueline Humphrey says, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Mr. Reggie says, good morning. Happy New Year to both of you. Same to you. You are a Black girl who rocks. Thank you so much. My auntie says, evolving. Miss Cecilia says, yes, execute. When you come with a genuine heart, blessings follow. Yes, Amy, that is so true. Montreal says, good morning. Good morning. Miss Jacqueline says, sisterhood. Miss Lena Taylor says, so do you realize what you are doing is adult education and you should be able to get credit for it? And the crazy part about this, I started these study sessions before I changed my major. And my major is sociology with the minor in adult education and training. And so that is so true. I didn't even think about how this ties into that. That's a good point.
See, the village will come through.
Amen. So proud of you. Miss Marthin says, what a wonderful testimony. God's plans never fail. Amen. Literally college credits for what you are doing, and you can get funding for adult learning. I definitely have to look into that. Let's connect after this, Lena, so we can figure out what that could look like. Great nuggets. Just amazing. Meeting with the university president with just a small idea that's going to boom. Thank you. I'm really hoping for blessings from that conversation. At the beginning of Imani study sessions, Imani was dedicating her time, money, and efforts. I was in the background saying, no, they have to help pay for that. But she stayed diligent. It won't let me see the whole comment, but yes, that is very true. And shout out to my auntie for making what do you call that, Mom? What did she make?
Taco salad.
I forgot. Taco salad one time, and that, I think that, to be honest, I think that's why people kept coming back, because I mean, they cleared that entire pan. So we have to definitely get some more of that really soon. Love you more and appreciate you so much. Brianne, you are awesome. Girl, you better preach this morning. Yes, it takes a village. You are so right to just do it anyway and anyhow. Yes, you got to make it work. Rocked it in my interview about the Red Cross new bad policies. Well, you wore the hoodie to that meeting? Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Lena. You are awesome. Absolutely awesome. Good morning, Miss Diana. We have some people joining. Good morning, Miss Erica. Absolutely love you. Good morning, Mr. Benny. And good morning, Tony. Thank you so much for joining us. You joined us right at a perfect time. We're just getting an update about our business before we get into the actual topic of the day. Thanks so much for all of your engagement. We want to make sure we're acknowledging the comments. So we just went through the comments.
Yeah, and we're going to ask that you guys like and share, please. So, listen, Imani, that's what's going on good in your business. The next question is, what's new? What's brand spanking new that's happening in your business for 2018?
What's new in my business? I would say, what's the newest thing? The newest thing is my Expose Amazing episodes, y'all. I get geeked when I talk about this because I've absolutely just loved what's going on with the Exposing Amazing Facebook Live series. So on every Friday, I choose someone new to go live with them on Facebook and just expose the amazing things that they are doing in their communities. And it's been way more than I can ever imagine. I've reached out. I stepped out on faith with this again, and I've reached out to people via Instagram and email, other ways that I never could imagine that would say yes to being on this Facebook Live series. And so I cannot wait till y'all see what's to come for the people that are going to be exposed on these episodes. So it's going to be great. It's been going great. We've had some phenomenal people so far. Those are also on YouTube, and I'll make sure I post that in the comments following this conversation.
Good stuff. Yeah, I love those. I love those. Anything?
My foot from sitting here so long.
Oh my goodness, you got to get stretch. Listen, I have to ask, anything coming out new with your clothing line?
So everything that's in my clothing line right now is new. So check it out. This shirt that I have on right now, if you can see, I have a ton of them in stock right now. So I will put the link underneath in the comments later on. And if you guys want to purchase some of these, I'll give you a coupon if you let me know you're interested. Please purchase these. And I also have a bunch of the long sleeve shirts, the baseball tees as well in stock. So please purchase those as well. And like I said, I'll put the link below. So that's definitely something that's new. The hoodies, all of that.
Awesome. Okay.
Oh, and there will be a new line coming in the spring. But more information will come out about that really soon.
Awesome. So we talked about your good. We talked about your new. Now, what do you need? What your good, your new. Now, what do you need? What is the thing in your business that can truly take it to the next level? Tell us what it is. Tell us what it is and why you feel like you need that.
To be completely honest, I think the next thing I need, which y'all probably don't even know this, the next thing I need to take my business to the next level that I would be so appreciative of and what I'm saving up for and working to get is a computer. I need a computer. I would take any computer at this point.
No. You don't need any because you're doing good work, so you need the best computer. You got to put in the universe what you truly need and not settle for less.
That's true. But I need a computer, guys, because mostly...
What kind of computer?
Huh?
What kind of computer?
I want an Apple computer because that's the one I used to have. It's like the best functioning computer. And the thing is, like, I go to the library sometimes, but... mostly my business is ran off of my phone. The flyers, I create them on my phone. My website, I make updates on my phone. Any orders that people place, I really manage mostly everything with my business on my phone. So imagine how much more I can thrive with Naturally Beautiful and the things that I'm trying to do in school if I had a computer. I was blessed when I used to go to Urban Underground and work with the Boys and Girls Club, and they blessed me with a computer, and that situation didn't work out as best. I had it for a while, and my car was broken into, and it was stolen, and the computer was messed up pretty badly.
I'm going to interrupt you because I want to create a teachable moment here for our community and our listeners. So Imani was blessed with a very high level, like state-of-the-art computer through her relationship with the Boys and Girls Club and Urban Underground. So I kept saying to Imani, because of an experience I had as a young woman, you always have to keep your insurance in place. So make sure that if you have a car, you're able to get the insurance. If you can't get the insurance, park the car. I had that experience where I lost an entire car. I've had people break into my house, and a time when I didn't have insurance and a time when I did have insurance. So I'm so serious about having that insurance in place, or just park the car. So she's not afraid to go in any neighborhood. I'm sometimes questioning the neighborhood she go in. She think everybody is like, just everybody is not, everybody don't respect your stuff. Some people are acting out of trauma. So she drives her car. She leaves to go volunteer somewhere and leaves her computer in the car. Somebody breaks in her car, steals the amazing computer that she was doing so much work off of. So I wanted you to tell the whole story, Imani, because we have to take responsibility when we are making irresponsible decisions that have devastating impact, because your mother is the queen of irresponsible decisions. And I think that my role now is to help people learn from them and to be able to say, you know what, I don't have to have that experience again. So that is how you lost that beautiful purple computer. And so I'm just believing that God is going to create a way for us to be able to bless you with another one soon.
Absolutely. Okay. That's what happened.
So that's what happened. So, yeah. So, well, thank you.
all out there, Mom, but whatever.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to share. You want to look at some of the comments before I start sharing about my business?
Yep. My auntie said taco salad coming for the next weeks of the study session. Thank you so much. I think that's going to keep them coming back.
Yes.
Miss Lena says, I need my pink one. It'll be up very soon. We got you. We got you. Thanks for sharing, Miss Diana. Happy New Year, Melvet. Like, share, comment. Yes, Annie. Tell them. Expose amazing. Proud of Imani. Thank you so much, Miss Diana. Imani set up as a vendor at some of the events that come to Milwaukee. I definitely need to do that. I've been working on that. Miss Diana. Miss Lena says, amen. Miss Charlene says she needs a Mac. Yes, I do. That would be the blessing of 2018. I'm working on it, saving up. Miss Jackie said, I'll send you a donation to help you get a computer. I would. Oh my gosh, I can't deal this morning. Thank you so much. I would really, really appreciate that. Miss Diana says, let's make it happen. Thanks, you guys. You guys are awesome. Miss Lena Taylor says, I have one at the office that you can have. It's not an Apple. See, my mom says that I should ask for top of the line, but in the meantime, I would greatly appreciate that computer because I keep checking out these computers from the library every chance I get, and they only let you have it for so long, and then you have to wait an hour before you can use it again. It's just so much challenge. Imagine me trying to get through these semesters with this library computer. It's been a struggle. Miss Jackie says, yes, MacBook. You can get one on HSN on FlexPay. I'm not sure. Do you know what that is, Mom?
Mm-mm.
We'll ask in the comments afterwards.
Yeah.
Miss Diana says we can bless Imani with another one. Miss Jacqueline said your decisions about learning. Miss Lena says you should. She also says great. Then bless someone with it when your Mac comes. Absolutely, that's a good idea.
That's
Imani, how can we send you money? My auntie says, thank you, Lena. I will post the donation button in the comments after the video. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. All right, so we ready to do the Be Well conversation?
Yes. Okay. The first question, Mom, what's good in your business?
Okay. What's good in my business is the fact that I have decided to work it full time. That's the best thing in the world for me is that I have taken a leap of faith and I have decided it basically feels like retirement for me because my business is so much my joy and my pleasure that I feel like I've retired. It's something about when I turned in my 2-week notice that made me feel like I know that I'm never going to work for a job again. Because
have you told this yet? Because last season, all they know is every morning you kept saying, I gotta rush to work. So this is a big deal.
Yeah, it is a big deal. It is a big deal. So I took that leap of faith and I just feel like I know I've retired. And I was doing some brain training. Imani and I were introduced to the concept of brain training through our business coach, Michael DeMond, and we have been practicing it. And things shift in our life and in our business when we are consistently brain training. So as a result of my brain training, I got the confidence to actually submit my 2-week notice. So I am really, really preparing. Thank you, Cecilia. I am preparing not to.
Everybody congrats in the comments, please. Because my mom, I'm not even going to go into detail, but just please, everybody say congratulations. This is a huge step for her.
Yeah, so I thank you, Imani. So I'm just really preparing for it feels like retirement because I just absolutely love my business. I love the people that I work with. And I just believe in honoring honor to the best of your ability, your commitment. And I was doing that job a disservice by sitting there occupying space on their payroll, occupying space, doing less than my best because I was distracted. So it was nothing wrong with the job because it was an excellent employer, but I really feel like God has called me to do something different, and I don't want to be out of alignment in 2018. Alignment is my word, and I want to be in alignment, and everything is not perfect. I didn't have all my ducks in a row, but it's just something in my spirit that said it's now or never. And so I have taken this leap for the last time, but by any means necessary, my business will have to maintain my life because I have no desire to go into another workplace because I'm just not cut out for it. So that's what's going good, is that time freedom now to really nurture my ability to have financial freedom and to serve people. Now I have so many ideas and things I wanted to support Imani in with her business, but because I was so time restricted, I just could not dedicate the time and energy to my business or to her business that I really wanted to. Okay, so that's my good. And then thank you, Jacqueline. And so my new part, can I just tell y'all that my Be Well Mastermind is about to be off the chain. Off the chain. We just finished our third series of our 90-day program with some amazing coaches. They did a phenomenal job, really empowering people who were really ready to be immersed with positive energy and ways to move their business forward. But it's about to go down February 4th of 2018. I am working with our business coach, Michael DeMond, who is putting some things in place. It is like my vision on 10. So let me tell y'all how it's going to go. First of all, January 26, 27, 28, we're doing our live event here in Chandler, Arizona, where we're bringing together our sponsors, our coaches, with our community. We have that space set aside for only 25 women because we're trying to go deep. We're not looking at the numbers, we're looking at depth. So that's what this whole intimate conversation is going to be about. It's going to be highly interactive. Some of our sponsors include Cheryl Garrison with 50 something, Pat Gillum, Sisterhood Extravaganza. We have Jennifer Johnson. We have who else? We have Brenda McGowan. Witnessing Nature and Everything, that's Jennifer Johnson's. We have, I don't want to leave anybody out, but just know it's going to be happening. And that is going to catapult us to our virtual mastermind. The virtual mastermind theme this time, we cut it from 90 days to 6 weeks. And we have coaches that's going to be taking the topic of spices. So instead of different coaches coming on every day like we had in the previous sessions, the coaches will come in on Sundays. They will introduce their topic. So right now I'm interviewing and screening coaches to deliver our spiritual practice. That's the spices. We're doing the spices for the whole year of 2018. And we're doing six
check out Thanksgiving spices.
Huh?
Tell them to check out our Thanksgiving. Tell them to check out our Thanksgiving spices special that we did. From our mother-daughter chat.
Yeah, so you might post that for YouTube so you can have a background of the spices. So the spices of life is our theme. So here we are. So what I'm doing now is interviewing coaches to really deliver a spiritual practice content. Then we have physical health and wellness. And we have secured our coach for that. She is a beast. When I unleash this woman on my mastermind community, can I tell y'all it's going down? She has 2 advanced degrees. She is a yoga instructor. She is taking a whole ideal of health and wellness, and she has attached her studies and her practices around the emotional part of it. Because the truth of the matter is that we all know what to eat. We all know what not to eat. We all know all of those things because we're inundated. That's a multi-billion-dollar industry. So everybody knows that thing. But when we don't do those things, it's because of something that happened in us emotionally that makes our self-wellness not a priority. So I'm excited when you guys meet her. Her name is Jonique Davis. She is out of the state of Illinois, but she's bringing the noise, I'm telling you. And then I am confirming, it has not been finalized, so we changed the I in spices. It was intellectual, and I was struggling with it for some reason. We changed the game. So guess what the I stands for now? Inspiration. And who else better to deliver that than Aquila Maddox out of Atlanta? And she is going to be, she's branded as the inspirationalist. So she's going to be delivering our I. Then we have confirmed Michael Demond as our creative coach. He is going to be helping us to stimulate creativity in our business. And then we have that's our C for spices. Then our E is our emotional wellness. And now get ready for a drum roll. Do we have any musicians out there? Our emotional coach is going to be the one and only baby genius herself, Imani Ray. She is coming and bringing us, she is bringing the emotional wellness content. And then we also have a huge addition to our Be Well community family. For social, the last S in spices, it is the one and only social media gifted business entrepreneur, Clarine Mitchell out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Clarine is going to be taking us through a whole week of how to step our game up in the areas of social media. We are finalizing the details today. And so right now we are still interviewing people for the S for spiritual. We have everything else is all secure. Yeah. So
if anybody knows of any millennials, young adults, Miss Charlene, you always around millennials. If y'all know anybody who is in a position that they can attend this conference in any way possible, let's work together as a community and make it happen, because we need millennials in this space as well, in addition to the more seasoned folks that are going to be in there dropping all this amazing knowledge. We need to be in the room as well. So if you are able to send one young adult, one millennial to this conference, or help to sponsor a few, that would be awesome. I know it's a little bit short notice, but let's see if we can make that happen. Please, please, please. I don't want to be the only millennial in the room.
Right. Yes, thank you. So the conference, the kickoff to the mastermind, again, it's the 26th through the 28th. If you are part of the Be Well Mastermind community, your fee is only $99 for high impact 3 days. We're opening up Friday night with our author. Our featured author is Diana Patterson. She is coming, and we are opening up the whole weekend with her. She is an amazing author, a gifted writer. A lot of people can write a book, but everybody don't have the gift of storytelling. And when I tell you her book is fire, like, you are going to love it. So that is something that's new that's happening. And because everybody can't come to Arizona, but listen, we have figured that out. You can watch and be part of our Saturday session for only $29 because we're live streaming. We are live streaming. So if you want to be part of this and hear our speakers and really connect with this community, you can purchase a live stream ticket. And I'm working with my sister, Beverly Brown, to help coordinate that live stream portion. And so
Can we take a quick pause?
Yeah.
Did you just say her book is fire?
Yeah.
Where did you get that from, Mom? Who taught you this language? Like, I don't
listen to y'all.
This is just too much for me. I was gonna let it go by, but I'm like, did she just say fire? Where is she?
Listen to y'all. Thank you, Tiffany. So you can purchase your tickets right on the website, but it's going to be a phenomenal weekend. And so that Sunday, let me just add that we are bringing together people from all around the valley here, and we are just really going to have this thing that we're branding as the Travel Lounge, where we're kicking in. We're talking about our best trips ever. We're giving away trips. We're even looking at giving away pieces of luggage. Everything, all things travel is going to be that Sunday, because we want to make sure we got our travel plans in for 2018, and we want people to be well traveled. Okay, and so that's my good, that's my new.
And let's see what you need.
Okay, so what I need to take my business to the next level, I feel right now, I'm just going to give two things. One of the things that I need is that I need somebody to master the art and science of live streaming. Okay, live streaming. I really want to utilize that platform to really monetize my business way, so that when I do my event in Florida in September, and when I do the events here, that people are not restricted because they can't get a plane ticket and buy a hotel. Darren is here. I'm happy now. And so that is what I'm really hoping for, is to get somebody that has a real strong expertise in live streaming. The other thing that I really need for my business, because I'm working full time from home now, is I need to create a home office that's extremely efficient. I have a small 2-bedroom apartment, so I have to redo my bedroom and get those little business tools so that I'm able to be effective. So right now, when I think about the state of my business, I know that live streaming, a good system for live streaming, and then having the tools to work from home will be a game changer for me.
Cool. I have a real
Jeff,
I did not know you were on here. Change the live stream game. He is amazing, Mom. Please connect with him. He has a really strong live stream expertise. What he just said. He's an Urban Underground alumni. Mom, you have to go to his page and check out his live stream. Like, very skilled, very talented, amazing. Okay, I don't know why.
Are we freezing? Oh, I thought we were freezing. Okay. We have. Can't y'all tell I don't have to be at work because we have been rambling nonstop. So you can tell that I'm in no hurry to go to work. I am loving this extra time with y'all. So today's topic that we're introducing, and it can talk about effective communication. Effective communication is something that I have a little background knowledge about, not only my opinion, because most of the stuff we discuss, I have nothing but my opinion. But this one here, I do have a little bit of a background because I facilitated a nationally accredited program called the Nurturing Program for years. And part of that curriculum allowed us to have some mastery level of the whole ideal of effective communication. So some of what I'm going to be sharing with you all is coming from that place. So there's going to be 3 areas that Imani and I are going to talk about as it relates to the effective communication. And one of those areas is going to be effective communication as it relates to a workplace environment, effective communication as it relates to intimate partner relationship, and then effective, so I got workplace, intimate partner relationship, and then mother-daughter kind of thing. So we're going to give examples of that. So that's our conversation. We're going to talk about the importance of effective communication. What I want to say broadly about the topic before we start, and what I want you guys to get out of this more than anything else, is the way that we build capacity to have effective communication has everything to do with us, how we are taking care of ourselves and our own emotional wellness and our own self-talk. Because if you are not grounded spiritually and you're not grounded emotionally, the way in which you communicate is going to be drastically affected. You won't be able to hear people because you're like, if a person is talking to you, instead of you authentically and genuinely and actively listening, you are going to be ahead of the conversation, preparing for your response. And so when you're doing that, that means that you're not being an effective communicator. So communication has more to do with your ability to listen deeply than for you to be prepared for your response. So that is our topic that we're going to be discussing.
All righty. So we're still going with the questions, right? That I came up with? Okay. So to guide this conversation, I want to ask my mom some questions as if we were having this conversation normally over the phone, that I have for her around communication. And then she'll ask me some questions as well. So Mom, what has been the hardest lesson that you've had to learn as it relates to communication? Like thus far of all your years on earth, what has been the hardest lesson you've had to learn in relation to communication?
Okay, well, I think that the area that I have had the strongest opportunity to learn and grow from is I by nature, and I want you guys to hear me on this. I by nature for many, many years, and this is something that I still have not mastered, but I have a very opinionated, judgmental, some people would say, perspective on things. Like I'm really, really rigid. I'm not sure where that came from, but I have strong opinions about things, and my way of communicating, it has impacted myself to be, it has impacted my ability to be a really good leader. That's why I'm committed to not having employees in my business, because I know this is something that I struggle with, because you really have to be an effective communicator. And I need to work in a way where I can just stick with my opinion. So the biggest thing that I had is really being able to open myself up to the opinions of others, and that my way is not always the right way, that people really have different perspectives, and if I open myself up to those perspectives, it could really make a difference in getting things done.
And so my next question, because I was going to ask, what are you still learning? And it sounds like that's something that you're still working on. Is that something that you're still working on, or you think you've like mastered it?
I think that I have made huge improvements as I got older, because the more I work on myself, and the more I work on myself and more I become self-aware, and the more I work on personal development, because that's a huge priority for me. In 2017, I did a lot in the area of personal development. Now I'm really able to not just tolerate people's opinion, but I'm able to have a greater level of appreciation. Like really, like, wow, really open myself up to it, because my way is by far not the only way of doing it. And my last thing that I want to say about that is, when I say that I'm judgmental, when I had this issue with her, it was because I was very, very critical in judging myself. So when you're very judgmental of yourself, that is to your community and then your relationships. So the more I give myself
Did you watch the video I sent you, the Judgment Detox?
I didn't finish.
Please listen to it. Haven't.
Yeah.
You literally, I'll get into that when we get to me, but
yeah, I fell asleep on it.
And y'all, I'm laying down because I'm usually laying down when I'm talking to my mom on the phone, and it's just comfortable. Don't judge me. I'm getting comfortable.
You good? So anyway, yeah, Imani, that's my thing about that. The less judgmental and the more lenient I am with myself, the more I am able to be lenient and less judgmental to other people.
Okay. That's exactly
what you say, little girl?
That's a great point, and exactly what the video is about.
Okay, cool. So my question for you is, what have you found to be like the most challenging, or the area that you have struggled with the most about communication? What area?
Interestingly, like my whole life, I've prided myself on being an effective communicator, and that being like a strong skill set of mine, until I started getting older. The older I got, the harder it became to communicate with people within my peer group. We just function a lot differently. And a lot of the times I feel like I was born in the wrong generation. I love my generation, but I find it very difficult to communicate with them. And so, like you said, like I find it hard to just make my opinion or where I'm at clear to other people, without trying to overshine like what it is that they feel like the way they feel is valid, and the way I feel is valid, and then we can agree to disagree, things like that. Though that was one of the struggles I had. Another struggle I had, especially when it comes to friendships, is knowing that what it is that I feel and I believe is okay to share in friendships. Because a lot of times, like especially this year has been some extreme learning lessons for me as it relates to friendships. I lost a lot of friendships this year, and it took everything in me to be in the year time, allowing those failed friendships to create an idea of my character I started to allow those failed friendships to define my character. And it took until the middle of the year for me to realize that those failed friendships don't define my character and who I am. I get to define who I am, regardless of how people may have felt about me. And I've been standing by this all year. If someone walks out of your life, you let them walk. You have to let certain people go because their season may be up. It may not be the time for them to be in your life at that time. And I had to accept that. It was a really hard thing to accept, because especially I'm blaming Urban Underground. We have such a tight knit community of friends. Like Darren, I've been friends with Darren since I was 15. And I can never see us not being friends. And because of that, I had this superficial idea that I make friends, I keep them, and I keep them forever. But most friendships that I've created at Urban Underground, like those are people that became family, and I'll always be friends with them. And if anybody who doesn't know, Urban Underground is a youth program that I was a part of when I was younger. And as I got older, I just felt like that once people become your friends, they have to be your friends always. And it wasn't until I got older and this year that I realized that people have seasons in our lives, and I have to accept that. And so that kind of shifted the way I communicate with people. And I started to realize that what I believe, what I feel in friendships is valid. And I was just talking to Miss Charlene the other day about a friendship that I have right now. And this is the first time in my life where and I was talking to you about it too the other night, Mom. I felt comfortable sharing my opinion. Like, however I felt about a situation or whatever was taking place in the friendship, I felt comfortable sharing those things. I'm not sure if I answered your question through that, but
yeah,
sorry.
That's something that you was really like identifying at first, as being able to lose those relationships and be okay with it. Yeah, and people truly do have a season. They really, really do have a season, and you honor the time that you have with the people. But I'm so about, if you can't change people, change people. Like, I'm so serious. Something shifted when I turned like 45. I just, my tolerance level, because I'm really big into energy. The people that have like a victim mindset. Mama, can I get some coffee too? Can you make me some coffee?
Oh my goodness! Do not make my grandma. Can I see my grandma?
No, she get mad when I put her on the camera. So,
Tell her I said good morning. Everybody say good morning to my grandma. She's the most loveliest.
Good morning to Mama. Imani said, "Say good morning to you." She wants. She said good morning, Happy New Year. So, anyways, yeah, you just have to let people go, because I'm if you can't change people, change people. There's abundance of people out here. It don't matter what capacity. Just because one person didn't work for you in that friendship, that only means that you are at a different place. Nobody is better, nobody is worse. You just at a different place, and that means you need something else. And just go for what you need. Life is just short and precious. So Imani, I have another question for you. My question for you. Reggie repeated it. Yes, Reggie. If you can't change the people. So, so what my next question for you, Imani, is I think that you have really minimized your giftedness in communication. You are so gifted in communication that it scares me because of your age. Like, you're so young, and that's why I always think that you're gonna have a hard time being in an intimate partner relationship, because I know in a lot of cases, not all, that men mature later in life. So I be picturing you like with a really old man, or I be picturing you like, because when we talk about relationships, I'm like, dude ain't ready though. Like, they're not gonna be able to operate that. Not all, because some men do come to the table with high level emotional intelligence, but that's just not the rule. That's not the rule. That's an exception when you find that. So sometimes I be thinking she's never going to get in a relationship. She's never going to get married, because your way of communicating is so elevated. So I was thinking that. So my question for you is, I was trying to think, where did you get your mastery of communication? One of the things I think you got it from is because you have a heightened level of self-awareness. And again, when you're self-aware, you're able to communicate from a different place of knowing instead of questioning yourself. And then, so my question for you is, do you remember the I statements growing up? when we would talk about the I statements.
Absolutely. Very vividly. Flip charts. I remember those being written on flip charts and helping writing them on flip charts my whole life. I've always enjoyed learning. So watching you all do those like workshops and things like that and seeing the I statements being facilitated was very intriguing for me. So I wanted to grab hold of those. I wanted to grab hold of that right away. And so that was one thing. I love to learn and I love to hear different opinions and things like that. And so I see value in every person that I come in contact with. So their opinion, their thoughts, their mindset, their way of life to me is valuable. And because of that, I think that helps and drives my ability to communicate effectively with people because I see them first. I always want people to know, like, I see you. Like, when people tell me, like, something's going on, they need advice, they need to talk, like, one of the first things I always say is, like, I see you or I hear you. Like, because sometimes that's what, like, a lot of people need to hear.
Yes.
They just simply know that someone hears them or someone sees them because some people find themselves working so hard and doing so much in life and they don't even get they don't can't even get a simple response of I hear you, I see you before somebody tries to give advice or tell them what they need to do or should do.
Yes.
And so can you ask that question one more time so I can make sure I'm answering it in its entirety?
Actually, you answered it pretty much. I just want to know, did you remember using the I statements or being, introduced to the I statements as a child, and like how much did that influence your ability to be such an effective communicator now?
And as far as the influence, I think it definitely helped me as far as a lot of friendships that I've had. Um, like I always find myself if I'm like in an argument or disagreement, I'm always like, this is how I feel. But no, like for you, like what do you think? What do you feel? Like I always consider the other person's point of view, no matter what. I may be a little stubborn at times and I may not go with what they say, but I'm always considerate of the how the other person may be feeling in the situation.
That's
Because
awesome.
I'm able to know my role in things. Um, and I try to use I statements as often as possible and not put blame on others in situations of disagreement or communication.
Yeah, yeah. And you're good.
Also, as we continue, can y'all share in the comments what are some things that y'all struggle with as it relates to communication, so we can we can engage y'all in the conversation.
Right.
So maybe we
And
can
then,
talk about some of
Imani,
those
my second
things.
question, where do you see the largest opportunity for growth in the area of effective communication?
Like when I was mentioning about my struggles with my generation and communicating with them, because I struggle so much with communicating with my age group, I make a lot of assumptions, and that's my one of my things I want to work on for this new year. Is like I wrote yesterday on Facebook that I want to eliminate my expectations for people. I want to eliminate those expectations and those assumptions that I have that people owe me something. Because nobody owes me anything. Regardless of what I do for them, who I am for them, nobody owes me anything. Other than me building a strong relationship with God, that's the one thing I'm going to count on for this year. But no, because nobody owes me anything, I have to eliminate those expectations and those assumptions that I have of people. Because I may be thinking one way and assume that it's supposed to be this way. Like in my mind, like the ideal friendship is nowhere near what my peers have in mind. They just don't function the same way I do. So it's like literally, I was digging over the years. I've just been digging myself in a deeper hole because, like, at the end of the day, they're not going to meet those expectations of me of that if that's not where they are. That's not where their mindset is. And on top of that, if we're not having those conversations in the beginning of our friendships of what our expectations are, we won't get very far because then we're just going to end up bothered or annoyed or disappointed that the person didn't meet those needs that you wanted them to meet. And I also made a status recently about like asking our friends responsible for validating our role in their lives? Like, are they responsible for making it clear to us that we are important in their lives? And that was a really good conversation. If anybody wants to go back and read that on my Facebook page. And that validation piece goes into communication to me as well, because like, to me, it's important to communicate to your friends in your life, that their role in your life is important. But somebody did mention that that should be obvious through their actions, and I totally agree with that. There's so many different ways to communicate with others, and I want to go into like our love languages, but I won't go that deep.
Oh my
But
God. Wait a
my
minute.
love language.
I said that. That was my next question. I was going to ask you if you had been introduced to the different love languages, because I
Yes,
think
I'm so big
required
on
reading
that.
in school.
I'm so big on my, like, I know my love language so strong that like most of my friendships, because, and I try to sit there and explain it to them, like what my love language is and how we can figure out what theirs is, so that we're not butting heads. Because I have a really close friend right now that I met at school, and our love languages are completely different. And so when I talked to her recently, I had to explain that to her. I'm like, I'm judging you in this way, and I'm disappointing you in this way, because this is my love language and my expectations are here. And because yours is different, we're not understanding each other. And here's what we need to do to make sure we understand each other's love language, so that this friendship can be successful at the end of the day. And so that was definitely huge for me, because usually I have these thoughts in my head, like, Mom, you taught me about the love languages growing up. You taught me about effective communication, or at least I witnessed it enough. But talking to my peers about that is so challenging sometimes. And Darren and I have these conversations all the time, and we just like struggle with. We talk about our social lives all the time, and we find it so difficult to have healthy social lives, because working, maneuvering through our generation, the people in our generation can be very, very, so very, very difficult sometimes. So that's something that we're really working on, eliminating those judgments and being able to bring our authentic selves to the table and communicate effectively.
That's good. That is awesome, awesome, awesome. I love it. So, as I had mentioned, I want to do just a quick little example of how important it is for us to know and understand and create some level of mastery of the I statements. And so, we're going to do the first one is in an employment situation. Okay. So,
Mm-hmm.
this is something that I facilitate as part of the 8-week training that I'm going to be launching in 2018. We're doing a different version of it. So here we are. So Imani, I'm gonna be the employer. You're gonna be the employee. So anybody that's able to jot this down,
Play
huh?
like a role play.
Yeah, we're gonna do role play. 3 of them. Get ready.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Because I want to give people practical application to the information that we're talking about. So here's a practical
Okay.
application. So I'm the employer, and Imani is the employee, and the challenge is that she constantly is late for work. Okay, so this
Mm-hmm.
is how I'm going to approach her as a supervisor. Okay, so Imani, let's have a conversation about. Let's have a conversation about what the expectations are in our department for our company here. So the expectation is that I want to make sure you're aware of the expectations. First of all, is that we
Hey,
need
are you connected to Wi-Fi? You're freezing.
really
Oh, you're back. You're back. You're back. You're back.
okay. Okay, so here we are. The expectation for our department here is that we have to have people in their seats on their phone by 8 a.m. And I've just been looking over your attendance records, and I see over 30-day period you have been tardy for 5 times. You've been tardy 5 times. So I just want to make sure that you are aware of the policy. So tell me, are you aware? Did you remember that part being a very strong part of our expectation?
I hear you and understand, and yes, I do recall seeing that on the list of policies. I've had a lot going on, but I won't make excuses, and I'll take complete responsibility for that.
Okay, okay. Well, great. I'm glad to hear you say that, because what I'm going to need for you to do is to really, remember those policies, put some things in place personally so that you are able to be here at the expected time so that we can all flourish as a team. So, will you be able to do that?
Absolutely. I would definitely put all efforts towards making sure I'm showing up on time.
Okay, so that is a way that you communicate in a workplace that went really smooth because we were on the same page. So if it didn't go so smooth, it would be things like a person said, "Well, look, I told you I had to get my kids to the school. And this. So what you want to do is make sure that you take responsibility for what's going on. The reality of the workplace is not as much about feelings; it's more about facts. So the fact of the matter is, our department needs you sitting in your seat at 8 o'clock. So what is it that you need? You need the person to adhere to the policy. Then the third level is, will they be able to do that? And so that is the expectation. They're clearly laid out. You make sure the person is aware of it, and you go from there. Okay, now it's gonna get juicier. So now we're gonna do
a good a good thing about what you just said, Mom, is not only do we want you guys to take lessons from my role, but also her role, because because I saw someone in the comments, as an employer, it's important for you to say, like, can they actually meet these requirements? Is there any way that you can adjust to make sure that they're realistic for them? And make sure there's a set plan in place to support them, because sometimes employers fail to realize that people are human. Like, they just think they're supernatural and they just move like these robots, but at the end of the day, they're human. And how can we make sure that we're creating opportunities for them to, like, breathe, self-care? Encourage your employees to practice self-care, because the same way you need to, they need to as well. So I wanted to put that out there. It's more than
yeah.
just the employee. Like, employers, like, we need to make sure, I'm not an
Oh
employer, but you need to
oh
make
my
sure
God.
we're doing.
True. I can give you a clear example of that. Like at our job, the job that I just resigned from, how about they had this special where every day they had a special, they had a spa day, right? They had a spa day. They had amazing music playing. They had all of this spa stuff. They had cucumber water, lemon water, and I'm a spa girl all day. And can I tell you that my numbers were off the chain that day? So as an
Wow.
employer, it was crazy. I said, "Oh my goodness, I want to do this." I start reflecting that back in my business. Like, if I really want to build a cohesive group of coaches and teams, like, I'm about to nurture those relationships. I want to know how they're doing. Like, going on with you, because as an employer, as a leader of an organization, your greatest sense of productivity is going to come as a result of you being able to have clear expectations. People need to know what you expect, but you also have to have the tools and the resources to make sure that it's clear, it's concise, and that it's communicated in a way that they can count on you to make sure that they have that level of they know that level of expectation and that support. Because if you don't have that, you're just going to be running in circles. Whew, I'm so glad I ain't an employer no more. That's a very difficult role. And again, you have to be willing to have the hard conversations before you have them with your employees, have them with yourself.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
And I just want to shout out, because since we're talking about employers, like, when I worked at Urban Underground, Miss Charlene always made sure we had conversations about my needs. Like, if there was something I was going through or anything, like, we always, I mean, I don't know if it's different because I had a personal relationship with Miss Charlene before she was my employer. But, like, even with the employees she has, she's always made sure that their needs are met, their personal needs are met. If she needs to adjust to make sure they're comfortable, she will do that. And she's always made sure we were human. Like, she acknowledged our humanness in the space. So I just wanted to give that shout out. And she's a good example of making sure the needs of her employees are met.
okay, I'm so glad you mentioned that, because I would be remiss if I didn't explain what that does to an individual and what it does to a community. I
Mm-hmm.
had one experience because I'm an entrepreneur. I really didn't feel like I could fit in any workplace. But my experience at the Alma Center, that was the best employer I ever had.
Mm-hmm.
Terry Stronoff was masterful at creating community, because out of everything else, as an employer, you got to create community. I absolutely end up having a crazy love affair with each and every one of my coworkers. I knew them as individuals. She created retreats for us to attend. I am still very, very closely connected with JoJo Pie, but she created things like, I remember she had this thing like for the month of June. Instead of us working on Friday, JoJo Pie would come in and do self-awareness, personal development. Remember when we went on that retreat that time, Imani, and we got a chance to do the boats? Like, right? Didn't you and Shimani go
Yeah,
with me?
yeah. I'll
No
never forget
lawyer
that.
does that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just think that exemplifies what it means to really have a holistic way in your leadership model for your agency, your business, or whatever, because that was my ultimate relationship. And I have no regrets on leaving any employer, but that is one place that if I could work and retire, but they have to move to Arizona. If I could work and retire there, like, I mean, I just love that whole experience. It stretched me in ways. I grew personally and professionally in ways that I could have never dreamed of. It was the ultimate employer-employee relationship. I love that organization. So that is so important to cultivate that. So our next role play is going to be with a
Mom,
mother-daughter.
wait.
Yeah.
I don't want to forget. I don't want to forget this before people, if like anybody needs to go at any point. If you want to be subscribed to notifications to get more information about the mother daughter chats, comment me below and I'll make sure I add you to the group. If you want notifications, make sure you put me in the comments and I'll make sure I add you to the group so you can get all the updates about the mother daughter chats.
That's good, Imani. Thank you for doing that. So the next role play we're going to do is about a mother daughter. So of course I'm going to use your sister because she really works me. So you know your sister, bless her heart. Okay, so you're gonna be me, and I'm gonna be her. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Be That's why I say stay ready. Stay ready, because you never know when I'm gonna change the game.
I'm ready.
You ready?
Yep. I'm you.
Yeah.
I can yeah, I can be you really good. This is gonna be funny. Go
Iman,
ahead.
don't exaggerate.
I'm about to force it. Go ahead, Mom. What's the topic?
You got to create the scenario, because you know I got many with her. You can create the scenario. You got to be me and be nice.
Oh, I get to pick the scenario. I thought you had one picked out already.
No, it's a mother-daughter. You got to create the scenario. You got to be me. I'm going to be
like her. Am I being my sister now or like when we was growing up?
Right now.
Oh, that's hard. I wanted to make fun of you when we was growing up. I don't really know how you are, Mom. I haven't been around you in so long. I mean, I can imagine. Okay. Okay, so. Okay, I'm calling you. Hey, Sha, what you doing?
I'm watching my shows. I'm watching my shows. What are you doing?
Wait, I'm you. I'm just sitting here. I had to call and check on you. I haven't talked to you all day.
Mom, what do you want?
Sha, can you just tell me what your plans are for today? I just need to make sure you're being safe. You know I sound just like you. Come on, Misha.
I'm going to be going to Vegas with because my friends are there. They want me to go to Vegas.
What are you talking about? Why are you going to Vegas? Like, there's so many things that you can do here in Arizona. Why would you be traveling all the way there? You need an oil change. This is the stuff I'm talking about. But you know what? I'm not going to worry because I've had kids for all these years. And God just do not want me to keep worrying after all these years. I'm empty nesting. I just got to put it in God's hands because at the end of the day, I just can't keep worrying about these grown kids. Y'all going to do what y'all want to do at the end of the day. Mom, you know that's exactly when you go off on that tangent. That is you all the way.
Just forget it.
You.
You ruined the whole script.
Mom. No, I didn't ruin the script. I got real. That's how you respond. Every time we do something you don't want us to do, you be like, you know what? I'm just not. I can't keep stressing over these kids. Y'all, at the end of the day, y'all grown. I just gotta stop stressing. And then get this, y'all. Since y'all watching this, I forgot y'all was watching for a second. Get this, y'all. She will still call a million times after she says she put it in God's hands. She don't even the process. She still will call 50 times. Y'all, one time when I first came to college, my mom literally called everybody. She called Miss Charlene. She called everybody I know. And she called the campus security, and they came banging on my door. And I was just taking a nap. I was literally just taking a nap. The woman is crazy. So if y'all ever wanted a real scenario of how that would go,
that was so mean. You ruined it.
I'm teaching them effective communication. You have to be honest.
That was so brutal.
Mom, you didn't want me to be honest?
I just said, teach the thing. I didn't say you have to be that brutally honest. That's so sad.
Oh, you want to reverse the roles? You want to reverse the roles?
Huh?
You want to reverse the roles? I said, do you want to reverse the roles?
I would have never let you have my role if I knew you were going to clown like that. That's horrible.
Mom, so is that not how you do?
Oh, my God. Okay, I'm going to do better in 2018. Okay.
I'm not even a bad kid, y'all. I think I've been a pretty decent kid my whole life. And my mom still goes crazy. Like, she is crazy. But I learned my lesson. I don't take naps anymore.
Imani! Okay, so after all of that little shenanigans you just displayed, so even when you're saying all of that, her response would be, leave me alone.
Yep, that's her. That's her. You got that right. You played her role pretty good. That was simple.
Yes. Okay, that was fun. Okay, so now we're going to do the intimate partner relationship, which I freaking have a ball with. Ready for that?
Yeah.
Okay, so, Imani, I really think you're good at this. Okay, so, because you have awareness about your love language, so, Kim Diet, so, because you have awareness of your love language, so we're going to create a scenario where it's a guy that you have some interest in. Can we as parents? I can't wait to read the comments. I'm trying to read what Tiffany and
I'm gonna see if I can pull up her comment on the over here so I can see what they're saying. So keep going, Mom. I'm gonna try to pull up the comments.
So here's the scenario. It's a guy that that is expressing, and this is a thing that I notice a trend of what young men do. They talk a whole big heavy game, but they don't have a real good way in some cases on how to, well, not just young men, old men too. They don't have the ability to really execute. They talk a good game. They hide behind text messages. But when it comes to really showing up in a relationship the way that they say they want to, it becomes difficult. So here's a scenario. This is a guy that said, you know what, I've been seeing your stuff on social media, because I can't believe how y'all whole relationships be based on social media, but that's another conversation. So yeah, I've been seeing you on social media. Yeah, I really want to hang out, I really like you, and so I just like the way you is swag still a word?
Oh no, Mom.
Oh, okay. Well,
no.
Okay, Jesus. So okay, scratch that. I was going to say, because you have some good swag, but I guess I won't use that. Okay. So I would say, oh, yeah,
don't ever say that.
Well, I need to know the new words. Okay. So anyway, so, let me get your number. I want to see if we can hang out on Saturday. Go.
Texting me this?
Yeah.
Wait, no, you like sending me a message and asking, can you get my number and see if we can hang out on Saturday? You frozen, Mom.
Was calling me. I call him back. Okay, so listen. So okay, let's say this is a conversation. This is a conversation.
Through what form?
Through
like you Facebook. You send me an inbox on Facebook.
Yeah, that's huge.
Okay. So you send me an inbox on Facebook and you said you asked for my number and you want to go out on Saturday?
Yeah, because he's saying.
Okay.
He's saying all this stuff about how much he like you. He liked the way you carry yourself, all of this. So he want to hang out.
Opinion and how I communicate.
I want you to talk about what would your response be?
What would be my response to that?
Yeah.
Honestly, me.
Yeah.
Because I struggle with this, so I'm gonna need your help after we do this role play thing.
Okay.
Because I just either ignore it or I will just like kind of LOL or like thank you, or I don't really follow through because I never know how to respond to guys, especially like the text messages and stuff I get in inboxes and stuff. I never know how to respond because it's so like, I don't know. It just seems like they sending those messages to every girl. So I never know how to respond to the inboxes.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's a random feeling. Okay, so say he delivers on his thing to want to go hang out with you. So y'all go. You're going to one of my favorite spots in Milwaukee. I don't even know it exists, but Pizza Man. Say y'all go to Pizza Man. So he's talking all of this stuff, telling you all of this. So here's the I statement. So what he's saying to you is that I would really like to be able to I would like to be able to date you very seriously. And I just want to know, like if you'd be open to that. And yeah, so that's what I'm just really feeling you. Like say y'all been like kind of talking to each other on the phone for a couple months, and so now he's getting ready to ask that big question. So now you got to respond. How I know that I think you will respond. Go ahead.
How would I respond if somebody right now in my life says they want to be in a serious relationship?
You've been out doing the text messaging, doing the Facebook Live, and not Facebook, but what do you call that thing with your iPhone?
FaceTime.
Okay, so y'all been doing an adequate amount of that for 60 days, okay? So now
60 days. All right. Honestly, me right now in my life, I would say I completely enjoy your company. The conversations are great. I appreciate the time that you spend and the effort you give to making this friendship or making this relationship work. I'm honored that you want to move things forward into a serious relationship. But to be quite honest with you, I have a lot going on in my life, and I'm not sure a relationship is the next step. But I would love to continue this dating and see how we can eventually build something into more of a deeper relationship. But for now, in my life, the last thing I need is a distraction. Not to say that that's what this is right now, but because it isn't currently a distraction, I would hate for it to become one and to have any ill feelings towards you or the relationship. So let's kind of keep this dating going and see where it leads. But for right now, I need to focus on school and business, and would love to have you as a friend by my side right now.
That was so on point. I was hoping, because I had a feeling that you would say something like that. So you created an opportunity for me to do a real serious teachable moment. So in the I statement, you're not going to always get the results that you want. So it was, I really am interested in a relationship with you. And then when you ask that person that, you have to take responsibility. Just because somebody asks you something don't mean it's good for you at that time. So what I loved is that Imani knew enough about herself. Remember at the beginning of this, when we talked about your best communication is with yourself. But if she did not know, or she felt so little about herself that she thinks this gonna be the only man like it, and she's so desperate that sometimes young women can be, because I promise you I used to be the queen of desperation. So if you're so desperate and you have so little self-awareness, just because dude offered that to her, she didn't act like this was the only time. She was rooted and grounded in who she was with her goals, so that she did not allow his desire to influence her desire. So that's what these I statements was about. I really want to date you. Thank you. I appreciate your friendship, but that is not where I'm at right now. So the last part of the I statement that we have to be open to is, will you, and not become emotionally attached and emotionally devastated by somebody's answer. Okay. So that person, if he now has done his work Now what he's going to be able to do is be able to know. He's going to know, like, okay, this person is worth me building a relationship with. She ain't ready now, but I'm here for the long haul. I'm going to stick with her until, the time is right. Or dude gonna have the permission to say, look, I'm looking for a relationship. He has to be self-aware too. So he has to be like, okay, well, she on something else. So what I have to do is make sure that I am minimizing my time with her so I can create space in my life to build a relationship with a young woman who is really ready for a relationship. So this is why effective communication has to start with you, so that you're able to not operate out of desperation, but you're able to operate out of self-awareness. And so, yeah, so that's what we thought about that. So you want to go back and read the comments? That was our last scenario.
Yes, there's a ton of comments. I don't know if we'll be able to get through them all. And I just want to say to that, since I've been younger, I don't know if I got it from you, Mom, or what, but like, and I've always told my friends, like, just the first guy that comes up to you, you don't have to say yes because you just want to be in a relationship so bad. Like, please avoid that by any means necessary, saying yes to a guy just because you want to be in a relationship so bad. Like, don't be that desperate. Like, for me, like, I've always desired to be in a relationship, in a healthy relationship. Like, I would love that for me one day. But I realize that I just don't have to settle for the first guy that comes around. Because I feel like when the right guy comes, you'll know. And if you settle for whatever you may feel comfortable at that time, you're just in for a world of real hurt and a lot more challenges than you'll need to experience. It's a lot of laughing from Sha scenario. That's the comments I'm seeing. This is so much laughing from Sha scenario. Miss Diana said, so my first rule, don't text me, call me. And that's so crazy because when I was younger, I used to think like that. And that was a very, for lack of a better term, like old school way of thinking. Because technology is so advanced now, there's so many different ways to communicate and everybody has a different preference. So to me, it depends on the type of relationship it is, where it's going. Of course, I want some type of on the phone communication. But I think with our age group, it's kind of unrealistic to expect only calls because texting is such a big deal. But I do think there needs to be a balance of both.
Yeah. I think that is a result of technology. Because to be honest, especially when I'm working and so much of my work has to do with the phone, I really prefer texting. So it really depends on what's going on and who that person is. Like, I'd much rather have a text than I would a phone call because I spend so much time on the phone for my business.
We got a lot of awesome comments, but for some reason, I don't know if it's because there's so many comments, Facebook isn't allowing us to see the comment in its entirety. So we might have to go back and respond to a lot of these things. Oh, dang, I really wish I can read them so I can engage in the conversations that you guys are having, but we can definitely continue the conversations in the comments afterwards. And please don't forget, y'all, right now in the comments, everybody who wants any type of update about mother-daughter chat, when the next episode will be, what the next topic will be, any type of information about mother-daughter chats, comment right now in the comments, say me, and I will make sure you're added to the group. Say me in the comments so I can make sure you have all the updates you need for the mother-daughter chat.
Okay, and then I just want to say this was an extra long session, and I know that people to jump off, but this is something that was a unique situation because it was a holiday. So this is a holiday version. We typically keep our formats down to 30 minutes, so don't let our long session scare you off and say, I don't want to be bothered with them because they just go on too long. We just had an extra amount of fun with today's session because we had that extra time. So again, we want to make sure that you stay connected with us. This is hopefully going to be leading up to, I'm going to be working with some of my business partners. In 2019, we're planning a mother-daughter cruise so that we can take this conversation to sea and just really continue it in whole different environment. We're going to have like a talk show format, but we're going to be doing some mother daughter things for sure. And I'm looking forward to coming to Milwaukee so that I can connect with Imani and some of the other mother daughters there, and we can continue this conversation. Just because it's mother daughter, we're just facilitating, but it's for the whole community. It's not just for mothers and daughters. So please know that we're just facilitating it. So, well, thank you all so much for joining us. I wish you all an amazing, a blessed 2018. Let's make sure we finish what we started in 2017 and make it a fantastic year. Imani, you make sure you have yourself a fantastic, fantastic day.
Thanks, you too. Everybody have a great day. Don't forget to comment me if you want updates about the mother-daughter chats. Have a wonderful, wonderful new year, everybody.